So the study is available online. You can access it from the NewMR website. It's actually posted as a blog at the moment. You can download it from there. There is also a link to the InfoTools version of the data where you can play around with it and get your own information back. So what was the study? It's 2 waves. We collected both waves using the software from Question Pro, who are one of our sponsors. The sample was sourced from the NewMR network and our friends. So that, of course, is one of the biases that you need to take into account when you read the research. We were lucky enough in the current wave to get 526 responses from around the world. We had 505 responses in the 2019. And so that means we have quite a lot of granularity we can look at in the data. You can download the report from NewMR and you can access it from InfoTools. There are 4 key findings, which I'm going to mention today, which might encourage you to have a look and download that full report. The first one was highlighted by Mike and Davina. The gap between creators and writers of the report is quite pronounced. So I looked at good plus very good plus excellent, slightly different cut than Davina and Mike took. 92% of the creators thought the last report they were involved in was good, very good, or excellent. The receivers, 64% thought it was good, very good, or excellent. So obviously about 2/3 of the industry are in agreement, but we have this big gap between the two. We asked a question about, is reporting getting better? And yes, last time we asked it, people said it's getting better. This time we asked it, people said it is getting better. But the receivers don't see as much improvement as the creators. So that gap isn't narrowing. 2 recommendations looking at the research. The first is to avoid being not good. How can you avoid being in that 36%, which fell below at least good in the eyes of the receivers? And to do that, you've got to get all the hygiene factors right, including meeting the brief. So if something was described as poor or not good, it was often because it didn't meet the brief, or it was too long, it had got mistakes in it, it got typos in it, all of these sort of things. So you avoid being bad by getting all the hygiene factors right. Then to be really good, this is the point Mike made, you've got to be insightful. You've got to have a situation where people think it's actionable. And this is something that Davina mentioned quite a lot. It has to be clear. It's got to be easy. We're trying to reduce the cognitive load of the people reading the reports. So find out what your audience wants and make sure that you're delivering that. Because as Mike showed you in the table earlier, most people wanted the concise version, but there were some who wanted rigorous and detailed. So if you provide a really short summarized report to somebody who wants the longer version, you're going to miss. You provide the longer version to somebody who is in the majority and wants the concise version, you're going to miss. So you need to look at those options and make sure that you're doing them right. So this is what it will look like if you log into the InfoTools. You can look at the interactive tables of the first wave versus the second, and the second versus the third. So with that, I'm open to questions from the floor. So big thank you to our sponsors. So bye for now.